getting to over the past couple of days because I've been working on this boat, and my goal is to just let you guys follow along and see how I'm going to do it. Basically, based on the past couple of days, it is 1 step forward and 2 steps back. For example, I'm going to go around and show you some of the work I've done, and go from there, and hope everyone's having a good day. It really is. It's a beautiful day here. Beautiful day here. So let me get out here. It's a wreck. I'm working. It's my life jacket that I wear in my dinghy. Oh, that's too long. Alright. So here's the first stanchion. I replaced the bit one downstairs, and basically what I did not understand or not get into is those have bolts underneath them, and so you got screws on the top, bolts on the bottom, and it had to be pretty dang creative to figure out how to do 2. Then I did 2 more, back 2, put them in, and lost those, so I'm working on doing those. Having quite an interesting experience with bolt sizes and nut sizes. I'll get into that in another one. So this is my the front part of my bimini. I can't remember exactly what the official boat name for it. I'll have it in another video. So the duct tape is still there, but the stanchion that I moved is giving me a little more walkway. But it's only got 2 bolts. I'm not sure how safe it is. So you've got here more tape, 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 tape. Front of my boat. Every time I come here, I check the rope because this is the only thing that's keeping me off the beach. And so the rope's holding up good. Ran into a slight difficulty I'll tell you about when I get back. So something I have worked for is, I didn't realize it, but you could get tickets for being in the water. The ticket I had was not having a mast at the top. I paid it. My temporary solve is don't know if you can see it, but it's a solar light used for lawn, kind of falling up on my mast. It comes on at night. I'll give you guys a good picture of my dinghy. I need a name for it. I've got a name for my boat, just haven't had the official name in the process. It's a different name than the name I had before. But I've got to come up with a name for my dinghy. There she is. The main issue I'm working in on why the boat is still here is this. When I came here a few days ago, started working, every time I've come here, I've cranked up my engine, run it for 2 or 3 hours, no issue. This last time I did it, there wasn't as much water running out of the exhaust than there was before. I think that's an issue. I'm not comfortable running it for 2 days to get to Pensacola with that. So I did a couple things with that. Well, actually, I just had quite a learning experience with it. First of all, how it works is there is a valve where water comes in from the outside that runs to my engine. I didn't know where it was. I called a friend of mine. We did FaceTime. He's a sailor, and realized that valve is down there in my bilge. I'll show you my bilge. Bilge. So that pump right there is the pump that valve that water comes from it. And there's another pump down there, another thing there, and that is a filter. It shouldn't have that much water on it. I'm going to check that out when I leave, because it really shouldn't. Get that tight. Find it tight. I pulled that off twice. So anyway, what I did there, and then I'm not going to pull that off because that's my engine. So the water's coming out okay there. I checked my impeller, my water pump. That's how water gets into it. I was going to replace it. I got the wrong one, so I put it back. When I put it back, I wasn't sure if I lubricated it because you're supposed to put dishwasher detergent or something like soap to make it go better. So I pulled it off again, so I ended up pulling it off twice. I'm not running my engine. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to see that inflow. Trying to see if it's clogged. So today I dove and see if I could get it just with my mask, and I couldn't see a thing. I couldn't see a thing. So dark, the water's cruddy. So I'm investigating two things. I've called a guy today, he cleans off boats, and he recommended that I get it cleaned closer to go. But because I'm having this engine issue, I want to get it cleaned as soon as I can. So I was planning on going back to Miami on Monday or Sunday. I might not go back on Tuesday now, just so I can get the bottom cleaned. And then I might have him come back again. Also, I am looking at getting recertified, or not certified, but getting refreshed with my scuba diving lessons, because this is something I can do. I'm a certified diver, get that up to speed, and then I can dive, I can show you the bottom, and I can do that work, because it's something I need to do. It's $75 to $100 a time. Renting the tanks is like $40. So it just makes sense for me to do it myself. And once I buy tanks and get them filled, then it'd be all the better. But this is the aft section. A couch. That is a table that comes down. Another sitting area. AC, haven't run it yet. Bathroom. I know there's an nautical term for that. And the front bedroom. I know there's a nautical term for that. Don't have the lights on. So that's pretty much it. When I left the other day, there were things that I know I needed to take care of, but I didn't do it. That's why I'm here. Underneath my motor, I think I showed it to you the other day, it is right below me, is, I don't know if you can see it, hold on, let's flip this. I don't know if you can see this, but right there, I had some water in the boat. And I'm not really sure how long it's been there, because I actually never paid attention to that. So it bugged me. And then I'm about to show you another place where I found some water on the boat right before I left the other day. And that's why I'm here. How you find out if you got leaks is you find water, you remove it, and then you see if the water comes back. It's hot. I'm going to spend the night on the boat tonight. Because like I said, I've got a light issue that I want to make sure my boat's lit up at night like it should be. Only way to do it is be here at night. It's hot. My mother gave me a great suggestion about bringing my ice chest. So I mentioned how the toughest thing about being on the boat was just not cold. And she mentioned to me, why don't you bring your ice chest? And that's exactly what I did. I want to document this. There's a few inches of water down here. Let me flip this. Good morning, everybody. It's Michael, and it's sunrise. Or it's actually an hour past sunrise, 115 minutes. What I've been doing this morning is cleaning. I have been cleaning the outside of the boat a little bit. It's been out here for 3 months, 4 months, and bird poop, all that stuff, and just yuck. So rinsed it out with my hose setup I have. Sleeping last night was, you know, being 6'3" is not the best for being on a sailboat. Just have to say that. If you like this, subscribe. If you like it, like it. If you want to see more, subscribe. Promise you I will show you more of the world. Good morning, everybody. Michael coming to you from sailing vessel Rejen. It's the first time I've said that. Another thing, a disaster. Not a disaster, but a lot of work I was about to do that I had to undo is this. That's my anchor rope. And you may ask, why do you have your anchor rope out? Well, here's why. And I've got to get rid of this tarp. I'm going to tell you a little bit of an interesting story from yesterday. My back is sore from lifting my outboard motor. Before I leave, there's my dinghy. She looks a little soft on the air. This is the second night. I've got a foot pump and I have another pump that can be, I gotta look there, that I can pump. She looks dingy, but she's there. So I'm gonna walk to the front. Probably shouldn't hold my phone, but I'm going to. Like I said, my back is stiff. Here's the situation. This boat has been an anchor for 6 months since I bought it, which means this rope's been in the water for 6 months, and resulting in this, barnacles and my anchor rope becoming unstranded. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's it. So I am looking at getting another anchor rope along the way, but the plan was to, this is the remainder of my anchor rope, and what I'm going to do is splice a anchor round thing, don't know what it's called, in the end and connect it to the chain. And just reverse it. Just pull this up, get the chain exposed, and just cut out this bad part right here until I can get another anchor rope. So that's the plan. That's what I'm about to do today. This will be my second attempt at a splice. Thank you, YouTube, for the tutors on that. Let's see if I can get it right. Nothing like my whole 11,000 pound boat on my new splice. It's not that much, but anyway. Another interesting thing, see my roller? It's bent for working, Michael, as is everything, but it's only held on by one bolt. Yeah, pretty scary. Also, I think there's a better way to run this line right here. I believe I saw somewhere where they crisscrossed, so I might give that a try. And there's something called a springer or something like that to reduce the strain. So much to learn, and that's why I purchased Rejen, was to learn. I'm going to end with this. Why Rejen is still here is when I first bought it, I was just afraid to move. My mind came up with all these things that could happen between here and at that time Pensacola. I was just afraid. Today is October 8th, I believe. Yeah, October 8th. And, you know, fear is just there. Sometimes it's rational, sometimes it's not. And you just got to move past it. You just got to move on. Life's too short. Or not only that, but to get to where you go, you got to be a little bit uncomfortable. I told this story to someone. We all need to be a little bit uncomfortable every day, because that's where we grow. That's our great, that's our growing zone. All right, just a little bit uncomfortable. I read this not too long ago. It didn't click then. Um, and as I look over these, I might have shared this, but I was doing some sanding a couple days ago with an orbital sander. First time using one. When I pressed hard, the sander didn't work. But when I just allowed a little bit of pressure, it's amazing what the sander did. And that's kind of how we are in life. We get a lot of pressure. Some of us excel, some of us paralyze. Get paralyzed when we're under a lot of pressure. But when there's a little bit, when you're a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit of pressure in the world, that's where you really grow. And so I'll leave it with that. I'm gonna go downstairs, undo my thing, because like I said, I didn't show it to you, but what I did was there's a hole right there that you tie a knot, the hole to my anchor rope to. What I had done is, in my mind, I would say, okay, let's tie the splice. So I rolled it all out. You saw it on the floor. I was going to tie the splice. But what I just remembered is, if I'd have tied the splice, I couldn't have got a little hole there. Well, it's the end of the day. I left you guys. I was trying to splice I don't know what you call that thing. I'll figure it out. But the loop at the end of a splice where you hook up the anchor to it. I did a splice. It was super ugly. Didn't look like any pictures I've ever seen. So my dilemma was this: do I put an ugly splice on good rope to chain, or do I leave bad rope on a chain with a good splice? For this, I decided good rope. If you're an ugly splice, might actually be pretty decent. It's a tough day. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Tough day. Took me forever. Took me almost all day for that splice. I practiced on 3 ropes. I didn't give myself enough grace because it's the first time I've done this, and giving myself grace is a big thing I need to do, and something we all need to do. I wrote something somewhere about be as good to yourself as you are to your best friend, and I think it's true. We're hard on ourselves. I'm not telling you. I'm gonna put you guys. I'm hard on myself. Can't change anything in the past. You can change right now, and that's it. And that's what I try to do. Rejen is getting born. I mean, this is it. And I don't know if I told you the name Rejen, where it came from. When I was in Dallas last year, 2015, 2016, I attended a Bible study at Watermark Church called Regeneration. It's basically a Christian 12 steps, volunteer-led, and it just talked about people who led the discussions. Just talked about how God regenerated them, and it's so good to see God moving in that place. It's Rejen, YouTube channel about my travels. Right now, my travels are between Miami and Pensacola, and in this little bayou in Panama City called Whitesand Bayou. The reason I'm kind of hanging out is to make sure my anchor's not dragging. I don't think I am. I'm not actually good at setting an anchor yet. It's a good skill to have, a very good skill to have. I mean, this weekend was a lot of firsts for me. I drove my boat for the first time, got the engine running for the first time, anchored for the second time, figured out where I think I'm going to sleep down there. A lot of firsts. And the thing about first is a lot of times they don't go good, and you got to have the guts to do it again.